Hi, good afternoon, everybody. I hope my voice is audible. So today's webinar is going to be about a very interesting topic, and that is when people talk about weight loss, are they really doing the right thing or are they doing the wrong thing? Meaning, when we talk about weight loss, is it really we want to lose weight or are we going in the wrong direction and losing something which will put us back into rebound weight gain? Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about fat loss versus weight loss. So most people think that fat loss and weight loss is the same thing, but that's not true. In fact, I would say that's completely untrue. It's wrong because there is a huge difference between fat loss and weight loss. So I'm sure a lot of people must be wondering, what is this big difference between fat loss and weight loss? And like, what are we discussing today? So first, let me tell you that when people come to us, they come to us with hair fall. They come to us with skin which has become very dull and dry. And in some ladies, I have also realized that they have a lot of aging issues on the skin. Then they come back with disproportionate body, meaning that their arms have become very thin, their legs have become thin, but their tummy is not going away. The fat which they wanted to lose on their tummy is not going away. So they're looking very disproportionate. In some people, I've also seen that their face has become very dry and very weak. So that youthful glow has gone. Their neck has also started having lines, the lines which come when people grow older. But the hips and thighs are very heavy. So they're looking very disproportionate. And when we try to find out what is it that they are doing, we discover that they have been following a quick weight loss diet. Like some diets which they're following is keto diet. Some people are doing intermittent fasting. Some people are doing simple fasting. I mean, they're just like doing a low calorie plan. And all these plans ultimately are causing 4-5 issues. The first issue is that these people feel very cold and they feel very tired all the time. These people have a lot of hair fall. The skin texture, hair texture has become very dull. Hair has become brittle. The hair is breaking. And skin has become very pigmented, dry. And of course, the entire body structure has changed. I mean, instead of it looking like someone has lost fat, it looks as if someone has come back from a illness. So it's looking more like somebody's come back from an illness. It's not looking somebody has done a proper nutrition program. And now I'll tell you the secret of the root cause rather of what is happening and how you can prevent this and do actually a proper program. So today I'm going to be introducing the concept of, are you trying to lose fat or are you trying to lose weight? If you're trying to lose weight, then you must know what is weight. So weight, when you get on the scale and you check your weight is basically your muscle tissue, your water weight, your fat weight and your water weight. So it's your muscle, it is your fat, it is your water, it is your bone. And when you measure all of this, this is called your body weight. So when you go to do weight loss and you're doing quick weight loss, and quick weight loss can happen from any one of these diets I had mentioned. Like a lot of people are very happy. Oh, I lost these 5 kilos so quickly. I'm so happy. But when they go out, the friends say, oh, क्या हो गया आपको? आप बीमार थे क्या? What has happened to your skin? What has happened to your hair? And also they're not able to fit into their favorite jeans. They're not able to wear the clothes they wanted because the proportions have become disproportionate. So meaning that they've lost weight, but from all the wrong places. They've lost weight from the places where they did not want, where they were not happy to lose weight. Diet plans, whether it's a keto diet or intermittent fasting or low calorie diets, you're fundamentally missing the whole point that you wanted to do fat loss and you ended up doing weight loss. Now you will say, okay, so what is the difference? The difference is that a nutrition plan for fat loss is completely different from a nutrition plan for weight loss. Nutrition plan for weight loss focuses on calorie control, eating less, or eating a high protein diet only, like a keto diet or a paleo diet or one of those diet plans. But when we talk about fat loss, we all know that people spend hours in the gym. We all know that people spend hours in the gym trying to build precious muscle. And when you do these low calorie diet plans, you end up losing that precious muscle, which is not your purpose. Because if you lose your precious muscle, whatever weight you have lost will come back with a bang. It will come back far more and more stubborn weight because you have lost the muscle, which is actually something which helps people to improve metabolism. If your muscle tissue is more, your metabolism is more. If your muscle tissue is less, your metabolism is less. So what one has lost in these low calorie diets, keto diets, or quick weight loss diets, or intermittent fasting is precious muscle. And then obviously in the long term, because the metabolic tissue has been lost, people end up putting on more fat, more weight than before. Right? And that is the biggest problem in today's time, that people don't know what's really happening inside the body. Why? Because people have not studied medicine. They have not been taught. Like, when I did medicine, when I was training and I became a medical doctor, anatomy was taught to me. Physiology was taught to me. Biochemistry was taught to me, which means that everything about the body was taught to me. So I could correlate that what's really happening. And I was not doing things in isolation. I was not doing things just in one little box. I could correlate with the body, with the diseases, with everything else. And that is why over the years I realized, what are people doing? By following these kind of diet plans, they're just losing muscle weight. Because now you'll ask me why. Why is a low calorie plan leading to muscle weight loss and not fat weight loss? See, because you have to understand the physiology of fat gain and fat movement, fat loss, fat digestion. Fat digestion doesn't happen by eating less. Because in the tissues, in the hierarchy of tissues, when nutrients pass from one tissue to another, the first to get the nutrients is the muscle. And after the nutrients are fed to the muscle, the nutrients go to the fat tissue. So if you're starving your muscle tissue. And muscle tissue is 4 times the weight of fat tissue, which means if you're losing weight quickly, you're losing weight from your muscle tissue, and only then can you lose weight quickly, because fat tissue takes time. Because, like I said, when nutrients are passing from one tissue to another, so it goes from lymph to blood. So what I'm trying to say is that when we are losing fat, we have to make sure that the nutrients we are eating are enough to support the muscle tissue, but at the same time lose the fat tissue. I know you must be thinking, what is this? So I'm trying to explain to you that fat metabolism is slightly different in terms of how fat is stored and how fat is lost. And to lose fat preferentially, rather than lose the whole muscle tissue first, you have to understand how fat metabolism happens. So the first thing which is very important is, to lose fat, you have to keep eating throughout the day. You cannot lose fat if you start eating less. Because the moment you start eating less, the fat conservation starts, because it's a starvation signal going to the body. But you have to eat a certain kinds of foods so that the body is getting, so that the blood is getting its nutrients, the cells are getting its nutrients, the brain is getting its nutrients, the heart is getting its nutrients, the kidney is getting its nutrients. Now you will say, what is all this nutrients? So please try to understand this, that your concept, or the common concept which everybody thinks, is calorie concept, that you eat food to get energy to run the body. That is the wrong concept. You don't need food to get energy to run the body. You need food to get the raw materials, the nutrients to repair the body. It's a very major conceptual difference, that you need food, the raw material in the food, not for energy usage, but for repair and maintenance usage. And I'll give you an example. Your blood is changing every 3 months. To make new blood cells, you need raw material from the food. Your intestine is changing couple of weeks. In few weeks, you're getting a new intestinal lining, endothelial lumen. Where will that amino acid come from? Where will those cells come from? They will come from the raw material you're eating. Your skin, your hair, they grow and you trim them and they fall up, and some hair fall off, some you are trimming and they're growing. Where is the raw material coming from? Where is this amino acid coming from? That's the requirement of food. It's not about energy. It is about repair and maintenance. So if you are eating less and your nutrition profile is wrong, you're not getting the vitamins, you're not getting the minerals, you're not getting the enzymes, you're not getting the amino acids, you're not getting the essential fatty acids, you're not getting the minerals like the phosphorus, the chromium, the zinc, the iron, what will happen? Bad nutrition, malnutrition. So malnutrition is not about getting less food. Malnutrition is getting bad food, nutritionally deficient food. Which means if your body, let's say there are different boxes, it needs vitamin A, B, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E, it needs copper, it needs zinc, it needs chromium, it needs phosphorus, it needs calcium, it needs potassium, It needs essential fatty acids of various varieties. It needs essential amino acids. So essential fatty acids is essential amino acids. It needs glucose and fructose. It needs soluble fiber. It needs insoluble fiber. Now, all these boxes has to be filled with these nutrients. If the boxes are empty, it will take out the nutrient from somewhere because the body can't stop working. So either the bone will give some nutrients or the hair fall will start because the body will say, okay, hair is not essential. The heart is essential. So let's remove the amino acid and protein from here, give it to the heart, give it to the kidney, give it to the liver, give it to the brain. So what is happening? The entire body is going into inventory management. Okay, so they're saying amino acid is the body is not getting enough protein. Okay, stop hair growth. The body is not getting essential fatty acids. Stop giving oil to the skin. Let it dry because the brain needs oil. So give it to the brain. So when you have an imbalanced, nutritionally bad diet, in the name of weight loss, you end up compromising on normal functions of your body. And the body starts going into essential functions only, which is the brain, which is the heart, which is the kidney and the liver, and all other things where it can pull resources from, which it can pull raw material from, like the muscle, like the skin. It pulls resources from there, like the bones. So it pulls resources and gives it to essential actions. And that's why people who do these kind of diet plans end up losing muscle, end up losing bone strength, hair, but their fat tissue is still hanging around there in the body. Now you'll say, why is fat so stubborn? Why doesn't it go? It doesn't go because you're not following the right track. Otherwise, it's very easy to lose fat compared to losing what the kind of diets people do. And you'll be eating more and losing, not starving and losing. The starvation is the biggest problem. The calorie concept is the biggest problem. The more calorie concept you follow, the more you will be losing muscle tissue and essential, and your fat tissue is still hanging there. So let me give you more examples. Let's talk about the keto diet. In the keto diet, you can have protein, you can have high fat. What is it? But in the keto diet, what you miss is enzymes, vitamins. Because the keto diet, because there are very little vitamins available in proteins, especially the non-veg protein and other things. So in the keto diet, the body becomes deficient in vitamins. And because the keto diet becomes very acidic, the bone starts losing minerals. And once the body becomes very acidic, the skin starts drying up. The body is more prone to injuries. So that is the problem with the keto diet. When you do intermittent fasting, people stop eating after 6 or 7. But what they eat the next day, firstly, how they break the fast is completely wrong. Because if you're breaking your fast with tea, coffee, you're building acid systems in your body where you will start losing muscle. Second thing which people do is they do intermittent fasting not to actually get healthy, but to lose some weight. And during the time what they're supposed to eat or when they're supposed to eat, they're eating again bad foods, which are nutritionally deficient. If you're having sandwiches, it's nutritionally deficient. If you're having coffee, it's nutritionally deficient. if you're having any one of those things, biscuits or crackers or maybe noodles or pasta, whatever you're doing, if you're having these kinds of foods, they're nutritionally deficient. And because they're nutritionally deficient, it'll start showing on your hair, your skin, your muscle strength. And eventually, of course, you'll put back all the weight. So most people I've seen with intermittent fasting are actually putting back the weight right on. So they do it for a couple of months, feel very happy, and then there's so there is two cycles of intermittent fasting. People who are doing it towards the winters, so their fasting breaks during Christmas and New Year, and then they're not able to get back. And some people do it for the vacations, which is the June month and the May month, where they want to go for a vacation and look good. So they do intermittent fasting, go on a vacation, come back with twice the weight. In the next few months, they're only putting on weight. And plus, nutritionally deficient. So their skin, their hair, everything is a mess. So what I'm trying to say is that first try to understand, forget about the calorie concept. This is the most dangerous concept to follow. It is medically unsound, nutritionally depleted. So you will make wrong choices in life if you follow the calorie concept. And it's not just me. If you start reading about from where did the calorie concept come, you'll realize it didn't come from medicine. Chemistry. And that also chemistry of non-living things, based on a concept of combustion and not metabolism. So that's a different webinar I'll be doing, and you're most invited to join on why a calorie diet can destroy your health. But today I wanted to fix the concept of fat loss versus weight loss. So if you're targeting weight loss, if you're measuring yourself on the scale and you are looking at how do I lose weight, then you're primarily only targeting lump sum of muscle, bone, water, and fat. And because you're only checking your weight, you end up doing all the wrong things, which make you lose water and muscle preferentially. I'm not saying only, but preferentially. But when you target fat loss, when you do your inches, you measure your inches, and you do a plan where you're eating regularly the right kind of foods, along with certain breathing techniques and certain exercises, then you actually look slimmer, you look thinner. On the weighing scale, your weight might move down slowly, but you look slimmer very fast. Within 1 month, you're looking slimmer. Everybody's saying, what are you doing? You're looking slimmer because you're doing the right thing. You're losing fat preferentially. And when you do it like this, your skin is glowing, your hair are beautiful, your energy levels are high, you're feeling good, and you're also controlling diseases. If you have diabetes or you have cholesterol or you have a fatty liver or you have other diseases, you're also controlling diseases. It's not that you're only losing weight and your disease is not getting controlled. Because with a bad diet, you cannot control fatty liver. With the bad diet, you cannot control blood pressure. It'll stay. So what I'm trying to say is that the difference between success and failure is the difference between fundamental understanding of what you are doing with your body, understanding the body first, understanding fat loss versus weight loss first. So the reason I'm telling you all this is because I think most people know that I did not start my career as a dietitian. I started my career as a medical doctor. And being a medical doctor, I was interested in the area of preventive healthcare. And my journey started by curiosity into the area of how, as a doctor, I can help people prevent disease. I can help people reduce their risks of dying of diabetes or dying of cancer, of dying of heart attack. And that's where my journey started. And nutrition was one of the tools I used to help people live a healthier, higher quality life. And because I came from a field where my fundamentals were based on human anatomy, human physiology, human biochemistry, I realized very quickly that this low calorie concept is unscientific, harmful, purely dangerous. And then when I set up my organization with nutritionists, with Ayurvedic doctors, and kept building the team to do scientific fat loss and not unscientific weight loss. So if you have done all these experiments with your body before, it's time to understand how fat loss happens and what are the right things to do to actually not just lose weight, but actually attain your correct BMI, correct fat, along with nutritionally balancing your body. Only when you're nutritionally balanced will your body lose fat. If you're doing nutritional imbalancing, your body will not lose fat. It will only store things because you're starving the body. So starvation will not lead to fat loss. Yes, of course, if you starve somebody for 30, 40 days, they will lose everything. They will lose hair, they will lose fat, they will lose skin tissue, they will lose everything, and they will lose fat also. But I'm sure that's not the kind of fat loss you are looking for. You're looking for preferential fat loss, not the whole body getting destroyed. For that, you need to do scientific fat loss diets. And I wouldn't even call it a diet. I would call it a fat loss nutrition plan, balancing your fat nutrition plan, allowing your body to release that fat in the right way. So that is the process what we are following here at OneHealth. And that is why we need multi-speciality. So at OneHealth, we have multi-speciality. We have nutritionists who are your personal nutritionists. We have Ayurvedic doctors who understand the body type, who understand your personal body type and suggest what kind of nutrition plan direction you have to take. We have emotional wellness coaches. We have yoga coaches. We have the whole interdisciplinary team because we are not here to give you some low calorie diet plan which can destroy your health. And that is why perhaps I'm proud to say that during the pandemic, we didn't even lose one patient to the pandemic, because as soon as the pandemic started, we started releasing advisory, and a lot of our patients got back on the plan and followed it religiously. And none of them, thank God, were a fatality in the pandemic. So it's an amazing thing where there were deaths happening all over. We did not lose any patient because they were religiously following our nutrition plan, where we built immunity, where we built their strength and kept them on a success path, on a health success path. So if you are looking for getting healthier, fitter, firstly, you should do your own body analysis. And if you're interested to do a body analysis, we'll be doing a session soon where it's a free session where we'll help you understand how to do your body analysis. And based on that, understand your body type. Once you understand your body type, then the journey starts from there. So suppose, for example, you go and get your Janam Patri checked by an astrologer. So your body type is also like your nutrition Janam Patri. Nobody says that, oh, the whole world is going to have the same destiny. No, you all have your individual Janam Patris. Similarly, in medicine, we call it the DNA. And in the process, what we follow, we call it the phenotype, the individual phenotype. It's like your nutritional Janam Patri. So unless you have that, you can't do random stuff. Because a very old saying is one man's food is another man's poison. Imagine how deep is, how profound it is. One man's food is another man's poison, which means everything will not suit everybody. So if you're interested to know what I call as your unique nutrition profile, metabolic profile, then I invite you to the next webinar session where we will help you to figure out, to diagnose, to assess your unique nutrition phenotype. And based on that, then you can walk the path of fat loss. So with that, thank you so much. If you're interested for private consultations with my team, please do leave your messages, and I shall ensure that our topmost doctors and nutritionists can consult with you. And in case you want to keep attending some of the sessions, what we do, these are free public sessions, you are more than welcome to leave a message, and we will keep inviting you to these sessions so that you live a healthier version of yourself. And just because of unscientific information, your health is not damaged. So here we are to protect your health and to help you lead a healthier, better life. So stay healthy and stay fit.